want to join Charisse Gibson. She's with political expert Dr. Silas Lee to help us get a better look at what's happening here. Charisse, this is political for sure.
Yeah, definitely political. And of course, that's why we have our political analyst here, Dr. Silas Lee. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, the state's top prosecutor is potentially prosecuted. The governor, he's signaling a pardon. What does this moment say about sort of the balance of power in Louisiana politics?
Well, this reminds me almost of a reality show. I'm thinking of MMA-style wrestling in the legal arena.
Right.
And right now what it shows is that there's so much tension between the city, the state, and the apparatus of government between those two entities. It is going to be very insightful as to see how this plays out. Keep in mind, an indictment simply means that they have enough information to take it to court.
Right.
We have to extend the presumption of innocence. Let's see how this plays out. But it's certainly very contentious. And again, it reminds me of a wrestling match.
Which is why I say that people were a little confused with the Governor Landry's recent tweet saying that he intends to pardon the Attorney General. That is politically, what message really does that send if you're saying that before the legal process even plays out?
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that before a trial. And I tell people to be very strategic and cautious because this is not Law and Order or NCIS. Where it will take some time to cipher through this. And with an indictment, they always have more indictments in a charge than they might actually pursue. So we have to wait and see what this definitely will bear out in terms of an indictment. But one is a distraction, and it shows a contentious nature between the city and the state, and it's about agency, the independence of the city to maintain the authority of elected officials.
Yeah, you know, speak a little bit more to that. What does this reveal? This is increasingly, and David said this a little bit earlier, it's increasingly contentious between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Ultimately, the city will lose if they keep playing in this battle, or the state could lose if they keep playing in this battle. What happens, or who is the ultimate loser in this one?
Well, we have to see how all of this ultimately resolves itself, either legally or in the electoral process. But it does have a psychological impact, and it looks very suspicious in the sense that it looks politicized because New Orleans is the economic and cultural hub of the state. Also, the fact that when you look at the demographics of New Orleans, majority African American, and you have a supermajority legislature that's Republican, and the Republican governor, as well as Attorney General, that creates more suspicion than anything. However, we have to be very cautious about putting our foot on the brakes as to what the outcome of this may be, but it definitely is causing a lot of psychological angst with voters and citizens because they wonder what does this bring to the state in terms of addressing the critical issues, quality of life.